everybody.
What's up, Facebook?
Hello.
I'm from JVille Bullies. We are located in Florida, and we're here tonight talking both with BWO, and we have the newest member of our group here, Brian and me, Team
Hello.
Page Kennels. And then they also have their own special guest down here.
Miss Paisley.
And then over there is, backwards. Where's Lance? Say hi, Lance.
What's going on, y'all? Good to see y'all. Good to be back. I know I was out last week. Jameson held it down for me. Real excited about this month's podcast. We got Brian and Emmy. They're our newest members out of Kansas, TPK Kennels, Team Page Kennels. Man, I know when I first got in, they were some of the handlers I watched. Man, they were always kicking butt and always looked professional and always had their dogs good. So super blessed and proud to have them on board and looking ready for this show, baby. Let's get it going, Lois.
Heck yeah. So if you guys aren't familiar with this podcast, just know that we always give stuff away. So if you see the ticker at the bottom, it gives you the instructions on what to do. Make sure you're following the BWO page. Make sure you like our page. We also need you to share this video out. If there's somebody that you think should be here to hang out with us tonight, send it to them, tag a friend. If somebody you can't stand, send it to them like 10 times just to aggravate them.
Hey, bring me that TV in here, Lynn, please.
So we got Doug, Deidre, Jameson all in the building already. So we are going to go ahead and start tonight off with giving a quick announcement before we jump into learning about Brian, Emmy, and their kennel. So we have a big announcement, and I'm going to let Lance explain what that announcement is.
With Dubtown?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all, we got some exciting news. Not to try to take away from Team Page Kennels over there, but we are adding a new member, a new state tonight. A guy who's Dubtown Bullies, Jerry James, right there. Lois has got the logo. Super excited to have him. He's been doing the breeding coefficients, the TOIs, from day one from podcast and really from day one since I've met him. He's been all about BWO, all about supporting us. How can you do? And from the very first time we started the podcast, he is one of the, as a matter of fact, he's the only person who has donated something every time, even when he wasn't highlighted really as far as like being a guest or anything. So y'all help us welcome Jerry James to the BWO, and we just added another state, Oklahoma. Y'all get with him on breeding coefficients. He's got some puppies on the ground right now too. But if y'all want to know anything about him, we're going to make an official post on Facebook tomorrow. But just really been waiting a couple weeks, and we just decided that doing it on the podcast would be the best. And that may be how we start doing new members anyway, is on the podcast. So welcome to the team, Jerry James, BWO, Oklahoma, baby. Let's go.
There you go. So, Lance, there's a list of questions, and I kind of forgot to send those to you. I'm going to send them to you real quick. Do you have a second device over there?
You go ahead and just ask them, Lois.
Right,
because every time I try to do something, we mess up. So let's just keep it rolling, girl.
Right,
and I'll ask something.
I want to give Brian and Emmy a chance to introduce themselves and just tell you guys a little bit about who they are and a little bit about their kennel.
I'm Brian Page. As Lance said, we're Team Page Kennels over here. We're out of Wichita, Kansas, and we're somewhat new to all this. We're new to BWO. We're glad to be a part of it. So here for the long haul and looking forward to making an impact for the bully community in the long run. So
nice. So what like, tell us, kind of your story. You don't have to tell us every little thing because we ain't trying to be on here for 6 hours, but tell us, kind of, how you and Emmy met. Like, did y'all meet with the dogs or, just, and you ain't got to go into that either, but, just tell us kind of how you got into the dogs, what you like about it. I know y'all both are very passionate about showing, and I know you're very serious about breeding as well, but, just kind of, tell us some of your accomplishments, even if it's with clients, dogs, or whatever, just tell us a little bit about your kennel. Obviously, we know y'all got the trophy right there with Miss Paisley, but, other than family, what have y'all accomplished? And, and and what made you want to be a part of the BWO and stuff like that. Just just tell us a little bit more, Brian. About you and Emmy.
Here we go. So I've been doing this longer than Bri. I've been doing this since I was 5. I'm 21 now. We actually met at a dog show. We met at Purina Farms.
Wow.
Christina Maxwell was hosting it. And actually at that show, they were like, you need to meet Bri. He's about your age. And I said, no, I'm not focusing on boys. I said, I'm focusing on these dogs. I said, I have to focus on these dogs. And I think it was actually maybe 2 weekends later, we went to Amarillo show. And after that show was when we started talking and just kind of been together since. We've been together almost 6 years now.
Nice.
So we've just been we met through the dogs and we've been just going with the dogs. So
that's right. Well, what about how are you? I mean, you like showing more, breeding part? I mean, I know breeding's a lot more work, but I mean, if you training dogs is a lot of work as well. And I see y'all out every morning, a lot of the mornings, working dogs, and I know it's a big part of your life. Just kind of, tell us, what made, like, how long have y'all been a kennel together? If y'all got any accomplishments, I know y'all do. Just talk about some stuff like that.
So as far as the aspect of either breeding or showing part, personally, I like showing more. If I didn't have to breed, I probably wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of stress, and it's like
a lot of money.
We've got a couple of girls that we bred, and I'm just stressing every day, hoping they took, and then even when puppies are here, in the first 2 weeks, it's kind of a what if still, and then after that, it's like, well, it's still a what if they're going to turn out how they should or not. It's just,
that's right.
It is a lot that goes into it, but if it all does pan out and you do produce and make your own dog to really push in the ring, it's worth it. It's fun. It kind of just makes it all mean a little bit more.
Means a lot more.
Right. So I ain't gonna lie, I haven't produced the dog I wanted to produce yet to push in the ring. So hopefully it's on the way.
Did y'all produce Champion Rooster?
Nope.
Okay.
Emmy's parents produced him. So Anthony Philpott produced him with Grand Champion Bowser to Champion Cookie, and that's how he became a thing. And now he's here.
Yeah, that dog was the first dog. I know him and Wayne had some battles in the ring and stuff, man. That always, when I saw y'all, I was like, oh man, it's gonna be a battle today.
It was always fun times with them for sure. So
yeah. Lois, you got any questions for him?
She's just looking at the
list.
Do.
All right, so listen, you guys, I'm gonna save this question for last. But we're going to talk to you guys first, and then I want everybody to get to know you, and then I'm going to let them know what blew me away about you guys when you got entered, or when you guys came into the group. So the first question is, what got you into bullies? Why bullies? Why not another breed, or why dogs at all?
Okay, I'll start this one. So originally my mom had gotten my dad a rot, and my mom was training him in the garage. He choked on a piece of dog food. He ended up passing away that night. Well, my mom was looking for a dog, and everybody's like, you need to get this dog, get this dog. So we got him, and it ended up being a bully. And ever since then, like I said, I started at 5. Ever since then, we've never not owned a bully.
It's crazy.
We started showing probably a year or 2 later. Chino Arroyos actually kind of got us into it. We just went to a show one day to see what it's like, and me and my sister were, I was about 7 now. We were just in there, and he was like, go show the junior class. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And we went in the ring with Champion Chops, and then we had a dog named Bones at the time. And I remember my sister beat me out that time, and I cried. And my mom's like, you either got to be better or you just got to stop. Well, I chose to be better. My sister doesn't do the dogs like me, but
right.
I could to do it after that. So
she won the battle, you won the war.
Yep. I've had bullies as long as I can remember. I can't remember not owning a bully.
And then, so the next question is, what got you into showing bullies?
So I got my first dog in 2016, I believe, and so originally I wanted the pit bull. we had a buddy that he bred bullies. He had a lot of that Texas Cartel Pee Wee blood is what a lot of his stuff was. And my dad actually got me one of his dogs, and she was spayed when she came. You know, she was just 100% meant to be a pet. She still is, but so he surprised me with her, and he gave us her papers, and me being me, I researched them and found out some of her blood was kind of legit. And we ended up one weekend just drove to Nebraska to go to our first dog show just because of it. You know, no reason, had no idea where we were going, and we went there, and that's kind of what started it all, was that trip there. And I seen my first bully actually ever personally bought. Her name was Roxy. She was a fawn pocket female. She'll be way back on my page if anybody wants to see her. But she was a nice little dog, you know. I mean, not what I want now, but at the time, you know, wanting pockets. She had a lot of phenom stuff behind her. So I had her and went to them shows, and it just sparked. And I actually had Joelle Vargas actually trained her for me for a while, probably until she was around a year old. I didn't show her train that whole year, and kind of told me I should start trying to do that on my own a little bit, and he helped me out, and here we are today. So that's kind of how showing came along. But.
Nice. So would you consider him a mentor, or kind of, or?
He definitely taught me the ropes on showing, and it was kind of a blessing in disguise. My first dog, she wasn't real correct in her rear, so I learned how to load hocks and teach a dog to squat pretty quick, and I don't know, learn the hard stuff at the beginning. I guess everything else just kind of came natural.
You learn from people, or are you self-taught, or did people pull you to the side? I mean, do you feel like, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, somebody had to tell you something, right? Like, you know, about where to put the lead or under the ear, like all that stuff. I get that, but like, was anybody just more? I know Emmy said something about Keno and stuff. I know maybe with, you know, I don't know, just, you know, who was kind of like your mentor or whatever, you know?
So me personally, after he kind of showed me the basic stuff, I take videos and screenshot it all the time. And I would screenshot mainly the side stack, you know, and I would compare it to, you know, watching Devin show Bowser. I'd compare it to a dog like that. I'm like, does my dog's angles look like that? And if not, I'm trying to see where or how, you know, and I can't remember. It's been a while now. I probably did reach out to a few people, you know, like, hey, how do I create this? How do I create a little more turn to stifle back here, you know, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, it was a lot of just hands-on trial and error and comparing one picture next to someone who I know who knows how to do it.
Watching your peers.
Right.
I'd say for me, I learned a lot in the junior class. So I showed up into juniors until I was 18. I did it less the older I got, just because I felt like it was a learning and I had learned at that point. So I did learn a lot from the juniors, learning about the breed, learning the standards. You have to know all that stuff to a T. As for handling, it's kind of evolved. I mean, the way we handled a year or 5 years ago is going to be different the way we handle it in 5 years. Or
in what ways?
Like, yeah, the twerks and things like that. Like loading hawks, I can't remember 10 years ago from now about doing that. People would just stack their dog, and that's just how it was. So, I mean, just learning, it's just kind of over the years, you just pick up on it and just go with it, I guess, for me is how it's been. So, I mean, you learn from new people, and I might be able to teach somebody something, but they might be able to teach me something. So
no doubt.
It's just over the years, you just learn.
What's your absolute like favorite moment in the ring ever?
Mine was probably, so we went to Kissimmee, Florida. I can't remember what year it was, but Rooster. Huh?
I thought it was South Padre.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, South Padre.
That's where he beat Blue.
That was Kissimmee, because we went with Anthony and them.
Go
on. Yeah. Well, we don't know. It was a Florida show. It was a Florida show. Anyways, no, guess what?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, well, it was a show. Rooster was a few wins away from granding, and I actually had a champion dog in the class. I was handling a dog named Duke while Bri was showing Rooster. Well, Rooster actually got his last champion win, and I just started crying. Like, I was hysterically crying. I was so happy. I ran. I put the dog up. I was bawling, and everybody's like, it's okay. Like, there's still 3 more shows. It's okay. And then Bri just let the lead go, and Rooster just ran out of the ring to me. He was so happy. He knew he had won. And everybody was like, oh, that's her dog. And everybody started getting it, but I just was bawling in the ring. And everybody's like, she's crying because she lost. But I was just so happy, and Rooster was just so happy. It was a good moment for our little family. So
That's awesome, man.
So who's been your favorite dog? Oh wait, that's right. You got to answer that.
I was gonna.
Go watch Lois, boy.
You guys started. I keep forgetting that you guys met doing this. Like with me and Joe, we met before we started doing it. So Go ahead. Sorry.
That's probably first or second what she just told you guys. Another one from going with Rue. He was kind of the first dog I really pushed, and this was actually at our Wichita show, and I wasn't showing them, and they asked me the third show if there's any other champions. So I was like, screw it, we'll put him in. I didn't think he was physically where I wanted him to be to push him for that grand title yet. And we ended up showing him show 3 and 4. And show 3, he actually made a champion win there. And it was after that being in the ring, it was the year that grand champion Hob was top dog. And just watching that dog in the ring that day, and then being able to share the ring with him was pretty cool. Just he was a really fun dog to watch. Just
I wish I'd have got to see him.
Watch that dog move was
he's
legit.
A beautiful movement dog.
That was Tristan's dog, Tristan Bates's dog?
Tristan showed him. I believe Xavier Biles, I think is how you say his name. I believe he owned him. I could be wrong.
Tristan's a good handler too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so your next question. Hey, and if you guys are watching the live stream, you are more than welcome to post questions in the comments, and at the end of our pre-made questions, go ahead and turn it over to the chat and answer the questions you guys have. So feel free to ask away. Next question is, we're going to stir up some trouble. Who's been your favorite dog to handle and why?
Mine has to be a little shorty bull that I'm pushing. He's top 10. He's in the top 10 this year, and he just got his championship title. I've only showed him at a few shows, but
is it your dog?
No, he's a client's dog. But originally, our friend named Orlando, he told me, he's like, I had a surprise litter. It's a singleton. Can you whelp him? And I was like, yes. I whelped him until he was like 5 or 6 weeks old. He's like, if I need him, I'll have you train him and show him, because he has had grand champion shorty bulls and stuff. He just his shorty bulls were getting older. He was going to breed them, but then he was like, they're just my pets. So then he got him. Anytime Bam needed a babysitter growing up, it was always me, and I did all of his training. And now this last show, he just got his last 10 points to champ out, and he's in the top 10 shorty bull.
Oh, nice.
I've been there from the first day he was born to watching him accomplish all this stuff. He has a special place in my heart, that's for sure.
So you say that. I know, Brian, you need to talk too about that, but you say that. So do y'all both show different breeds, and what's your favorite breed to show, and what's the hardest breed to show? Just to give people some, because y'all are, in my opinion, y'all top 5 handlers, man, out there. I put y'all up against anybody, either one of y'all. So,
first off, I appreciate that. It means a lot, Lance.
Appreciate it.
But no, we both show other breeds. I mainly let her do the smaller breeds. I'm not a big fan. I mean, I can handle them usually I'll handle them if she has more than one and they both end up winning and she needs a handler. But otherwise, I let her handle them. I like showing a bigger dog. Like, I prefer to show a standard and XL bully. Like, that's what wows me. That's what I don't know. That's just personal preference now. And I'm not against anything else. I can do it if need be. But as far as other breeds go, I usually turn them over to her if anyone asks.
I'm the opposite. I like showing a dog. I like showing the smaller stuff for the other breeds. Me and Bri are completely different handlers. Bri likes a high drive dog. That's going to be difficult to do. I like a dog who needs confidence. I like babying them. I like putting them, but I would say we have had dogs who Bri has trained or I have trained, and then at the show they're like, hey, we don't want to listen to you, and then we just flop and the dogs just magically listen to us. So as for hardest breeds I've shown, 100% bull terriers. 150% bull terriers are the hardest. That's for me anyways.
I say shorty bulls, they're a little stubborn.
Dude, you got to be moving with them American Pit Bull Terriers, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I showed a couple for Marcus and them, Marcus Millington and them. He brought, he brings his crew, and dude, but man, you talking about look good when they stretched out, man. I love structure and movement on a dog.
For sure. So.
All right. Then your next question, like, what do you guys do outside of dog show stuff? Like at work and stuff?
I'm a mason, so I lay brick and stone. We do a lot of outdoor backyard patio stuff for people, custom fireplaces, kitchens. I mean, we've built couches for people out of stone. So,
oh wow,
if you're around it, need stonework done. Anything you want, like anything, we'll build it for you. So,
hit my boy up.
I have my crafting business. So I've just kind of been doing that. I do stay home with Paisley. I start a work from home job. I'm just going to do customer service rep. I actually start that Monday. So
Lordy.
I'll be super busy trying to get orders out and everything, and I'm still going to run both. I'll have time. So just my crafting business and working from home now.
Get to spend a lot of time with her. That's good.
Yeah, but she still favors Bri. Bri's still her favorite person. So
because he's not around as much, probably,
I was gonna say, I don't ever have to be the bad guy.
That's gonna change. That's gonna change, bro. That's gonna change.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys, what are like the best tips that you can give on handling? Say somebody really wants to get into it that doesn't know much about handling. What are your best tips to give somebody?
Or somebody like Lance that's just ready for these gyms right now.
Do your research. I get so many people messaging me and I hate, there's not a dumb question, but in a way there is, if that makes sense. It's just simple stuff. It's just like, stacking a dog's fronts. Like, you want their feet straight down, like there's multiple pictures on the ABKC website, and if you go look at any handler stacking your dog, like, to me, that's just something that you should see, and even if you don't get the perfect shoulder angles correct, but you can put the leg straight down. So that's where I would start off, is do your personal research. Try to learn as much as you can on your own, because in my opinion, if you do that and you do research that, you're going to retain that information better than someone else just telling you once. So that's how I am. I know if I kind of do the research and learn it, like, it's kind of just in my head at that point.
My tip would probably be it's harder than it looks.
For sure.
It just looks like we're out there just standing up a dog and walking it around and making it look pretty. It's so much work and it's time. And even learning to train, a lot of people are like, man, you guys are good at what you do. Me and Bri, we work so hard and we work together. And that's what a lot of people are like, you guys work together. That's awesome. Yes, we work together, but I always give him the hardest time. I'm like, we are each other's biggest competition, but that's how we grow.
That's
we
right.
Compete with each other even from home, but then when we're out, we know we are a team together, but we just build each other. Like, there's been dogs recently where I'm like, I don't even feel like a handler. Like, this dog's so hard, and Bri gets them and stacks them like nothing. And I'm like, I've been doing this longer than you. You make it look so easy, but it's not. You can do this for 20, 40 years, and you're still going to learn something new as a handler, or to do something with every dog is different. You have to learn based off the dog, not just, okay, hey, this is how I'm going to stack a dog. Every dog is different.
I know the first time that I got a win over Bri, dude, I went back to the tent and was telling John, I was like, I was so happy because, like I said, y'all, like when I saw y'all, man, and I think I saw Emmy first, and then figured out that y'all were together, and man, I'm telling you, dude, I don't know, I always watch y'all. I mean, I even watch y'all to this day, man. So don't ever let nobody tell y'all ain't, man, y'all top notch in my book, man, when it comes to that stuff.
Kind of building off of what she said about it taking time. It 100% does, but one more piece of advice for you guys. If you're working a new dog, don't overwork that dog. I made that mistake with Rooster. I overworked him, and we worked 20, 30 minutes every day, like maybe twice a day. Like, and at this puppy going up and all the way until he's a year and a half, 2 years old, it was still fun, but every time we'd go to a show, and you could just tell he wasn't enjoying the shows as much. It was too much of a job. Keep it fun, make training a game. I mean, 5-10 minutes, and and do that 2-3 times a day. You'll get a lot more out of that than a 20-30 minute session.
I agree.
Do you guys whelp litters too?
Yes, I do. I whelp them. I whelp them as needed. Like I'm not doing it like full time. Like, oh, I always have a litter in here. I'm doing it. Most of the time when a friend needed something, like my last litter, I whelped for 6 weeks because both of the couple, they were teachers, and so school wasn't out yet, so I just whelped them until they were old enough. But yeah, I do. I normally have a 4-week minimum just because, like that's when you start getting it out of your safe side. But I do whelp here and there. I mean, it's not like a full-time job for me, but that stuff's just, it's hard. It's hard work. So I just do it when people really need me.
What's the biggest challenge for you when it comes to whelping?
As for my own dogs, for other people's dogs, it's about what am I going to do if I lose? Because I'm a very people person. I want to make everybody happy, and I do not tell it like people telling people that their dog, one of their puppies died or anything. My last major whelping experience, I was whelping a litter for my mom and a litter for a friend. Well, all of a sudden I took temperatures and everything. I think one mama was 3 days early and one mama was 2 days early. And I was like, okay, I'll go to bed. I was 35 weeks pregnant at this time.
Oh, Lord.
And then I wake up in the middle of the night and one of my mamas started having babies. And I'm like, okay, well, we're doing this. So, I'm whelping them. She's doing great. So I'm like, I'm going to let you natural whelp. So then the mom was taking care of them. I fed them. The next mama checked her temperature, and I'm like, bro, we need to run to Walmart. I need to go grab some stuff. Run to Walmart. And our friend's dog, she starts pushing out babies too. And I'm like, both of you guys are out early. I was up all night with the other mama. So I call his owner, and I'm like, I was supposed to take her in for a C-section the next day. And he's like, if she's having them natural, let him have them natural, because they were both first-time moms. And I'm like, neither of their temperatures dropped. So situations like that is I don't want to upset owners or I don't want to upset people. That's why I pick and choose like whelp and litters and stuff. And when I whelp them, I just don't want to upset people because stuff happens. You can't help if a mom just starts having puppies. And I mean, if they're having them good, you're not just going to go want to stress her out by rushing her to the vet and cutting her open and doing everything. So, but both mamas made it. All the puppies made it and did great. But I was tired being pregnant and 2 litters 2 nights in a row. So it was rough, but I did it. So
that definitely sounds like a lot. I couldn't even imagine. So
that's crazy is what that is.
No, natural birth is so scary for the dogs that we choose to.
That's my biggest fear, y'all. Any litter I ever have, I'm like, please, and I'll go to the doctor and be like, look, man, she farted weird last night. I just want to make sure. And doctor's like, Lance, tomorrow. And I'm like, look, doc, if she starts having puppies, I'm coming too. That's my biggest fear. What happened to you? And that happened twice. That's crazy, man. That's my worst nightmare right there.
Well, like the odds of it happening were just like so slim. And then it happened twice, like back to back. And I'm like, really? Like, goodness. But like I said, all of the puppies made it and they did great. So I'm just thankful for that. That was my biggest thing. So
a good mama is the biggest key in a whelping situation, in my opinion. From the few litters I've had, I've only had 4 litters. So
I agree with that for sure.
So another question that we have for you is, so you guys go to a lot of shows. How do you choose which shows you go to? Like, there's so many options out there. Like, there's a lot of registries out there.
And what's your favorite registry?
Yeah, so how do you pick which one you're going to go to? Like, what's the determining factors?
So right now we try to hit everything within 8 hours is kind of our goal at the time. So really until we have a dog of our own to really push, that's kind of going to be what it is. Now obviously there's some exceptions, like we ain't been to Tone Show, so like I know you guys know, like I know we're going there. That's March 31st, I believe, next year, guys. So
barbecue at Lois's house, baby.
We're going to see BWO family.
I've heard really, really good things about it. So anyone on here, if you haven't been, it's a good one to get to.
It's one of the best ones I've ever been to, regular show wise, and even just shows in general. It's one of the best ones I've ever been to. And I didn't even make last year, but the year before that, it was. They don't play around, bro. It's packed, venue good, prizes out the wing wang. I mean, it's a good show. It's definitely one that you need to try to hit.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's kind of where we start off. Is anything within 8 hours we try to hit. Now we're off that weekend and we get the clients and they want us to go to something else. Usually we'll go. So unless we truly just want a weekend off, but like usually not gonna happen. As far as registries go, it's kind of the same thing. We'll show anything that's close right now. Like I wish USBR would get a little more this way, you know.
I know that's right.
BRCs, you know, they get a few here and there. We do probably favor ABKC a little bit, but I think that's more so just because of where everything started. And there is more ABKC shows around us. So,
and my personal opinion, I think ABKC is still where you beat your chest. You know, I mean, I love all the other registries too, but I still feel like dog for dog, there's I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to talk about anybody's registry or trying to boost anybody else, but in my experience, and I haven't shown a lot this year. You know, I've only been to like, I don't know, 8 or 9 shows, but like they've been in different registries. And it just feels like the competition to me in the bullies, that's all I can speak on, is it seems like there's, you know, more, I don't know, quality of dogs a little better, you know, more quality dogs is what I should say, you know.
Yeah. I agree to that to an extent. The biggest place I see that is people trying to grand a dog or pushing for a top dog. I feel like ABKC's competition at that higher level is just higher overall. I mean, you're just...
It's kind of what I mean, you know, just... You know, like,
and I'm not knocking anyone. Like, we've been to BRC. We went to USBR Nationals, and the show itself was ran great at USBR, you know, and that's the only one we've been to so far. But I mean, it was ran well. It started on time. It ended at a fairly reasonable time. Like, I mean, it was a good show. Like, I definitely don't regret going. So that's why I wish they had some other ones a little bit closer. We'd go to some more of them. But
what other registries you showed in? Y'all do much UKC, AKC?
We've showed UKC. We've been to a few AKC shows. They have them in Wichita, but we just don't have anything to show AKC, so we just go and have watch. We've been to a few UKC shows. I really like their atmosphere. They're very. No, I wouldn't consider them family. I would consider just overall like professional, and you don't have blaring music and things like that. But there's not kids running around. There's not. UKC is very much a teaching registry. So they want you to handle your own dogs. They want you to try and learn to be a part of it. And I really like that about UKC. UKC only has 2 shows a day, so kind of like BRC, but they stretch it out over like 3 days, so that you still get the 6 shows traveling. So I really like UKC in that matter, but yeah, ABKC is just kind of the soul of the bullies. So, I mean, I would go there before we went to UKC.
Yeah, they just need to get more bully competition for me. Like, you know, I mean, you go and it's 3 or 4 bullies in the whole building. Now, I know Lois and them just went to Perry, Georgia, and she said there was, you know, more dogs, you know, no more bullies than normal. But I think that's like one of their biggest shows, you know. I say that, I don't really know, but I liked it too, though. I agree with you, Emmy, on that. Like the atmosphere is more about the dogs, about not how flashy I am, not how this and this. It's, hey, and you got some people in there. What I would say, the handlers, you better have your shit together. You go to UKC because. Yeah. I mean, I felt out of place, you know, and I consider myself, you know, at least a decent handler, you know, but in there, man, you got little old women and little old kids that'll kick your butt, man.
My issue with UKC is when we showed Rooster, they told us he was overdone. He was too extreme.
Well, tell Lois that.
I hate to say it, but he's not. I mean, he's a proportional dog, and he's not small. I mean, he is a big pocket, but he is not extreme.
But you respect UKC because they're the only registry that'll tell you, like, hey, your dog needs to be more structure, movement. Right, you know, right. like so to me, hey, you know what they're wanting. You know, either have a dog that fits that, or are they gonna tell you about it? So they're kind of cut the bullshit. They're straight to the point over there, like.
Yeah, because we talked to some people about it, and they said that judge is usually like that, so maybe we should have tried again. We never did, but I know like Nikki Holcomb, I think she shows a lot of UKC stuff, and her dogs look pretty nice, and she seems to have success. So there's probably good judges out there that are choosing the right dogs for it.
Well, every registry I think does different on the breeds, right? Like they got different.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I applaud somebody that'll tell somebody no. Even if it is. And they said the same thing about John Wayne, bro. Oh, he's a little big. Like, there's no way, bro. Like, we're trying to get 20 more pounds on that dude. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you. The same thing was happening to us. And we cut Beefcake like 10 pounds when we go to UKC, because in a lot of other registries, they say the same thing. Like they look him over because he's not as big as the extremes, but he's too big for UKC. So he's champion in UKC. We're happy about that. So,
he's putting in work.
Keep going. You never know. Someday it's your day. Someday you find a judge that likes them or has been judging in other registries, and they know more about what they're looking at and what direction the bully's going in, and you get those judges. It just depends on the day and the judge.
And the dog and you. Some days I feel like I hold John Wayne. I've held dogs back, and some days I'm like, "Whoo, the dog pulled me out." Like it's. I wonder one day if we can both get on the same page, what it'll look like, but we yet to do that.
Yeah. So what are some tips that you can give about like when it comes to getting your dogs ready for shows? Like what are some tips you can give some people out here that want to start getting into it?
So I try at least the week before the show, we try to do as close to a show routine as we can. So I'll have siblings, be a quote unquote a judge, or my dad or my mom, or any family member that dog hasn't met a bunch.
So that's a good idea.
And then, we'll have them, I'll kind of break down, like, look, I'm going to show you the dog's bite, walk around, just kind of feel down the dog's back, down his legs, grab its tail a little bit, and, like, just kind of get that dog used to a stranger.
Tickle his balls.
So that's kind of the biggest thing as far as a week out, because a lot of times when we get clients' dogs, it's showing their bite is what's hard. So practice that, guys, if you haven't. Get your dog to allow them to show you a judge their bite, because if they can't go over your dog, then.
And get them to shows, like you cannot duplicate the show. I mean, like you said, like the atmosphere, the noise, the rushing from kennel to kennel, like, I mean, even if you lose, I mean, y'all, man, golly, I've taken so many L's. I've seen Lois and them take L's, I saw Bri take that L one time when I got him, and.
No shade. But yeah, for sure. So, and that's the big thing there is you can't duplicate what goes on at a show anywhere. I mean, you can go to Lowe's, Walmart, PetSmart, all them stores. You're not gonna get what goes on at a show. So even if you think your dog's perfect, you might go to that show and your dog is shut down. But it's possible. It happens. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but go to more shows and get that dog comfortable.
Louis.
And then, so getting into breeding, showing, all the dog stuff. So who have been the key players as far as big mentors for you guys?
For me, it's my mom. I like these last few breedings. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without my mom. Like, my mom has been a big part of helping us. Like, we were going to, what show did we go?
That was Colorado.
So we were going, had been testing our females all week. Like I said, we just got done with breeding two females. Then all of her numbers, she decides to stall out, and she is ready to breed on Saturday. We're shipping semen in, and I'm like, we're supposed to be in Colorado. Like, there's nothing we can do. My mom's like, my mom does all of our testing. She does our ultrasounds for us, so she's kind of been a big team player doing this. And she's like, I'll just keep her overnight. I'll get your breeding done. Don't worry about it. You guys go and show.
Oh, that's huge.
And so, like, we really couldn't have done these two breedings without my mom.
And that last one, Lance, that was Labor Day weekend.
So
wow.
We were screwed on Monday too. Like, So she didn't jump, and we didn't test on that morning to find out if she had surgery or not. It wasn't.
Is that the one y'all bred to Zeus?
Yep. No. That's Pearl. She was bred before that. That one was our blue female. We bred her to XL Champion Duce.
Okay. When's that Zeus litter dropping?
We can hopefully confirm this weekend.
We confirm her tomorrow.
So,
I'm ready to see some hogs, boy.
We're really thinking she's pregnant. My mom has seen her a few times, and like I said, it's not even so much breeding. Like my mom today about talking about dogs and stuff. I can't get a hold of Bryce, so I'm like, Mom, I need to make a final decision. What do I do? And she's like, do this or don't do this. And I'm like, okay, well then that's what we're gonna go with. Like
that's huge.
My mom has made, at least for me, has made a huge impact. My mom knows her dogs well. Like yes, I've been doing this since I was young, so I grew up in it, but I was also really young versus she knows all the old school stuff. She knows all like the older stuff. So my mom, she's really good at this stuff, thankfully. So
they were around, like there's pictures of them having dogs stacked up with Magoo, like back in that
time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like putting hands on all of them dogs like Warren G and Garfield.
Warren G.
I'm jealous of it for sure. Like
that's that's crazy. Didn't you say you had Warren G at the house at one time?
No, so we were really good friends with Keno, like really, really good friends. So like my mom would go over there and like Garfield knew her as her going over there and she would breed him. Like so he'd always get happy to see my mom and seeing like we were just there all the time and seeing the dogs. Like Frank Lucas, I would always make fun of him because he looked like he'd swallowed a box because his head was so square. I remember that so dominantly as a kid because I would always just laugh at him. I'm like, you look like you swallowed a box. And so, like, just knowing all those older dogs, I know them. I mean, I grew up with them. Like, I know that, like, Champion Chops, who I think Viviana might own him now. He's way retired. He's really old now, but I showed him back in the days. He was, like, my favorite dog. That was the dog I grew up showing juniors for a while before I finally got my own.
So do you like how's it changed since those days, or were you just such a kid you really don't? I mean, you probably don't grasp some of the stuff you grasp now. I get that, but like it's just as far as the experience. Like, is it grown better, or like? I mean, I don't know, because you're like the first person that's been on here that's actually got knowledge, about that.
Over time, like I would say the style of the shows and stuff has gotten like. The loud environment, the outgoing, the amount of people, the turnout is compared to what it used to be is barely any. It's honestly in the days it used to be so good. Like there were shows here and there. We weren't having 4 shows all over the US, which is cool that we've expanded that far, but it's also we would drive to Wisconsin even though it was so far from us, but it was the only show we were going to have for a little bit, so we had to go to that one. And so your turnouts were higher, your ribbons were higher because host and everything like that were having higher turnouts, so they were still making just as much money. As for the dogs have evolved so much. Like Brian's like, well, what about this dog? And I'm like, that dog, what it is now, like I was talking to my mom about this. We had Champion Bones. Everybody loved him. He was a legit standard dog back in the days. I don't know if he could even compete in the classic class now. Like
that's crazy.
The amount that the dogs have evolved. Like I had a really nice pocket. She's not, would it be considered nice? I would call her a pocket pit bull now, but she was nice back in the days and she was really good. We had a house fire and she ended up passing away the day after, but she was a really, really good dog, so close to champing and everything like that. And I don't even think she would have a chance in the pocket class now. So watching the dogs evolve from being champions to grands then, they probably wouldn't even be close to the dogs evolving now. And it's just crazy to have watched everybody go from being this small, tiny dog to these true bully breed. And
you like to change?
Yeah, yes, but I like the smaller dogs. So I like a legitimate classic. So when I think of classics and things like that, it's going to be totally different than what everybody else thinks. When I think of a big standard dog, I think of Blue. But a lot of people are like, well, my dog's standard. Why be scared of the classic class? In my opinion about the classic class, if everybody's so scared of it, why do we have it? What is wrong with saying your dog's classic? Like
I never get that.
I was shown under Chris Moore, and he was like, we were in this 9 to 12 class. He goes, what do you expect your dog to be? I said, a classic. He goes, you're the first person who's told me this. I said, really? He goes, yeah, everybody just says standard. I said,
standard or pocket? Standard or pocket?
was like, there's nothing wrong with the classic class. Like,
You got to have it in your program somewhere if you want structure.
that's true. That's 100% true. But everybody's so scared of it. Or if somebody calls your dog classic, it's like an insult now, and that's the biggest thing that bothers me.
Me too.
It's because why have the class if everybody's scared of it? If everybody's just gonna throw dogs in there to get a title, just don't even have the class. Let's just start breeding for standards if that's what everybody's gonna breed towards.
It's like if you go look on Colin's page and look at Rocco stacked up next to Castro. That is, in my opinion, a perfect example of a standard and a classic, but that classic still screams American Bully. Like, he's bigger than a lot of the so-called standard dogs now. Like, in my opinion, there's no more than 15, maybe 20 legit standard dogs out right now. Like, it's hard.
And that was my thing. Like, I wish they would have waited till they had 50 blues or 30 blues or 30 zeros before they were like, okay, this is it's okay to say, hey, this is the direction we want because you picked them anyway. You're telling us by you picking them that's what you're wanting. But don't change everybody's stuff up until you have a legit, like, you got 50 of those dogs competing. Like, I don't know. It seems to me that they just dumped a lot of big dogs in classic class, there towards the end.
The registry's a problem. So the last weekend when we went to a show, one dog showed under pocket in one show, standard one show, and classic one show to finish its title. How do you go from 3 different types? I know you can say that in their defense, well, there's standard and classic. You should know if your dog's standard or classic versus pocket's a completely different height. But I'm not even kidding. The dog showed under 3 different of the variety of the classes in one weekend.
1 and 2 of them.
That's crazy. So what, the judges moved them in different?
No.
I don't know if a judge moved them or if they got moved.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the dog was a legit classic dog.
Yeah.
I thought it showed in pocket the first 2 shows and one the second show, but I thought it was a little tall. Maybe it was borderline. I thought it was it was a really nice dog. I'd own it and feed it today.
It was a really nice dog.
But I think it was a legit classic. I think that was the class and got there and it won. But it's just judges, in my opinion, need to do a better job of that and withholding ribbons. Like.
If you have a standard dog in the classic class, you need to judge based on the class you're in. Yeah, not like, oh, this is the better dog in the ring. No, what is this class? This is the classic class. What is the standard for the classic class? If this dog should have been in standard, then your dog needs to be in standard. You do not fit this class. You should be in a different class. Like, you wouldn't place an XL in a pocket class. So why are you going to place the standard in a classic class?
Or a pocket in a classic, like, just because it lacks mass, that don't make no sense to me. Like,
exactly.
You got to bring something better.
And that's happened to me before too, that we had a dog that had just cleared 12 months old and we had him in pocket. That's the class he qualifies to be in because of his height. There's a height requirement for these classes. He did not qualify to be in a classic class, but because he didn't have as much mass, they told us to move him to classic, where he's judged against classic standards and he didn't place there either. So, like, what is the whole purpose of moving a dog to another class where he doesn't meet the standard and isn't going to place anyway? Why not just leave him in the class?
Or why even have a height requirement then? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, if you, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to get on that rant and try to take away from y'all's podcast, but I'm glad y'all spoke on that because, y'all do have the knowledge and y'all have seen more than, even though your age doesn't say that, but y'all seen more than 80% of these people that go to shows.
Zach says there's not a height requirement in classics. I was pretty sure that classics were also 17 and up for males and for females.
It's the same as standard.
It's like 17 to 19, right?
Yeah, standard. Yeah, for
17
males.
to 20.
But yeah, standard height and classic height's the same.
That's what I thought so too. That was my understanding from the standards reading the standards on the website.
17 to 20, Emmy said.
17 to 20. Okay, it could be. And then the females are 16 to 19.
Yeah. So how I remember them growing up is they're all 3 inches. So your females start at 13 and your males start at 14. You got 3-inch intervals in between the two, or in between each class. And so that's how, because I mean, juniors, I've learned from juniors. You have to know, like, spot on. Cindy McCloskey is on it growing up, so you had to know, and so that's just how I remember it is.
Dude, I'm so glad they don't ask us those questions. You hear me?
Right?
You hear me, dude? I tell people, I bet I say that every show. I'm like, I watch, because I love to watch the juniors, because I don't know, I just do. I don't know. I think a lot of people do, but I really enjoy the juniors. And we got a bad little junior in the BWO, Jameson's little girl. I think she's top.
Here. She's watching right now, and she had a question.
Shout out Emma, girl. I think tell her to tell us what she's ranked. But man, they asked them so many questions, man. It's crazy,
Yeah, there's a one. She wanted to know how you got started. I think she missed that part of the interview.
Tell her to replay it, Emily.
Yeah. I go back and watch it, baby girl.
But no, the only thing that I wish that they would change about the junior classes within ABKC, I've showed some BRC juniors, but mostly ABKC is what I grew up on. But when being someone who starts and like wanting their kids to start it, you're going to go and you're going to read the standards. You can study that standard like no other, and you are going to you're still going to get asked questions that you don't know about. Like, study all the breeds. It doesn't matter if you're showing a Shorty Bull, a Frenchie, or whatever. Study all your breeds, because you have to know. I remember the first time I was in the ring, I studied all the extra questions, and City McCloskey was like, "What's a butterfly nose?" I was like, "What?" I was like, I have no clue. And then what she always made you do was, anytime you didn't know a question, you have to go back in her ring and you have to tell her what it is. And then when I found out what it was, I was like, "Are you serious? Like, how did I not know that?" It's just little things, or like the life cycle of a flea turning into a tapeworm and all that stuff that most people didn't think that you would need to know for the junior class. They question you on it. And that's why Christine, she does so awesome. She knows her stuff, but she studies hard too. And I just wish that they would put on the standards for the juniors that they will ask you other stuff, because when the juniors get in the ring and they start asking other questions, and then, you freeze up and you're like, "What?" I remember being that person, and I'm like, I had no clue that they were going to ask me this. But I also did juniors before they even started asking questions. We just went in the ring and showed and had fun. And so I was one of the people through the change, and it definitely was hard there for a little bit. So I just wish they would put that in the standard for the juniors. But the juniors,
you want them to suffer like you did. Oh, that smells good, baby.
So I got Doug, who asked the question. He says, "What is your ideal bully, past or present?"
I know the answer.
My favorite, it's hard. It's really, really hard, because it's everybody's preference. I mean, if you're asking me the ideal standard bully, but my personal favorite bully is Champion Detox. I absolutely love that dog. I wish I would have got to use him. I had a credit. We actually saw him at Nationals one year, and we were like, wow, it's when he was going through his funky stage. And I was like, I'm not sure about this dog, Bri. I'm not sure. And then we saw him a few months later at a show, and I was like, oh, my God, Bri. I was like, if I had to say a perfect dog, any dog, I said it would be Champion Detox.
He was badass, man.
To this day. And I love Jay Prince, his son. I
got a litter coming off of Jay Prince. If you want a puppy, I got you.
Really?
Yep, I'm breeding him to my zero bitch.
Oh, wow.
Oh God.
Yeah. But no, I love that blood. I love that dog. I've put my hands on that dog multiple times. Anytime he was in the ring to go in the training class, I'd always watch him. One day, I forgot who was showing him. He had two dogs he had to show back to back. And he's like, "Will you hold Detox?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I'm sitting there taking selfies with them and videoing them. So now they come up every year on my memories, and I'm sharing them every year, because he's still, to me, just the ideal bully for me is what I want. I just love Detox. So that's for me.
It's a tough question. It really is. I love Grand Champion Hangman. I'd like to see him in his prime. He's still young, so I'm curious to see him. Hopefully, we get to see him in another 2 years or so if he pops up at some more shows. Zeus, I love Zeus. I'd like to see Zeus have a little more show training on him. Perform in the ring like that, but physically, I love his confidence. I love the drive. Like, that's
badass bull.
It's part of the reason I used him. But then another dog I like is, I love Grand Champion Bear. Like, the dog was hard to beat in the ring, and just I mean, what was nice watching him is his handler didn't really do anything, and it's like he showed you just that dog is what that dog was, and he went out there and did his thing, and he was consistent in the ring, and
he was considered a pocket or what?
He's a standard.
Bear is a standard.
You think he'd be standard now? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bear is like the closest to ideal, I would say, for me. So the thing about me is I'm nitpicky with my dogs. I will pick apart a dog, and if you ask me my honest opinion of a dog, I'm gonna tell you honestly. Like,
Should
we had
be.
a guy I saw him, and I was like, I'm gonna tell you. I said I really think that this dog could champ out in one show. His first show, he was 30 points from champing, and I was
Wow.
like, I will break him apart, and I will tell you your dog's false, but I will always say you can't get upset with me or anything. Bear, I absolutely love him as a dog. He's a beautiful dog. He's just too bulldoggy for my personal preference. I do not like the bulldoggy face because it screams bulldog to me versus American bully.
That's right.
And so it just kind of, I mean, I don't want a snipey nose or anything like that, but I'm just really, really picky with the exact thing that I like. So, but Bear is probably the closest standard bully to what I truly like. He's a very nice dog in person. So that's just my opinion.
Gary Jenkins agrees with you, and so does Corey Latham. So you got some people that agree with you. Well, that was all the questions that I saw in the chat and the questions that we had, unless somebody got filtered for some reason. But that's pretty much it. We're gonna do our giveaway. If you guys don't want to stay for that, you don't have to, or you can hang out for it either way.
Hang out with us, man. I don't get to see y'all much. It's cool to see y'all, man.
So if you guys are in the chat and you did hashtag BWO, that was to let us know that you shared. I look for that hashtag in the chat. It's easier to find when I'm doing it. So if you guys didn't do it, you might not got to put on there for not following directions. But I did add a couple of you that didn't follow directions. So, all right. So you guys ready to do this? So the first thing that we're going to give away, we have a really big prize. We're going to save that for last. Oh, wait, there was a question I was going to, or something I was going to say about you guys.
Well, ask it, Lois. You want to run this thing? Ask it.
All right. So what blew me away was when I found out how old you guys were. So you guys got to listen to everything that they had to say, the experience that they've had, and then you guys tell them how old you are with all of the stuff you've been doing.
You can go first.
I'm 23 right now, so
We robbed the cradle.
They are the youngest ones in our group. And then Emma, you're 21?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm 21. I just turned 21. So yeah, I think I'm actually the youngest one.
Yeah, John's the oldest one.
I have children older than you.
Damn, do you, Lois? Are you the oldest one, Lois, in the group?
I'm 40. Joe's older than I am. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
older.
John almost 60.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just picking at him.
I was gonna say, like, he does not look that old.
He's got that
He's doing
good
something right.
skin.
Yeah, that baby face killer.
But yeah, I was blown away when I found out. So there was a video that Mike had done for you guys, and when I was watching it, I was like, did they say that she was 21? Oh Lord, they're babies.
Well,
So,
y'all
yeah.
carry yourself so much. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You don't care. I mean, that's why it was surprising to me, you know. I mean, y'all look young, you know, y'all look young, but I mean, I'm not saying y'all look old, but it's the way y'all carry yourself, you know, and handle your business. You know, I'm I'm almost 40 and I'm running around the shows hooping and hollering, hell yeah.
Hey, but it makes you, right? That's what I tell people. Like, don't change yourself to fit in. Like,
Oh no, for sure.
Be you and stand out. Like,
and I think our whole group really, I mean, I'm not trying to take away from y'all's time, but I think our whole group is a mixed match of great individuals, different diversities, and we all click, man, and we all got the same. I don't know. I love our group, man. I really do. I think we got a bright future. I think we're just getting started. I'm ready, baby. BWO all day long. Let's go.
All right, you guys ready to do some giveaways?
Here's the
first thing we
TV.
have, I know Monroe's on here. Monroe, I still owe you for a magnet, but I had lost little magnets on the back. They have been recovered, and now I can mail you your magnet. So we have another magnet going out. I gotta figure out who the winner is. So the BWO magnet is gonna go to Heather Robillard. So Heather, make sure you reach out to me after this podcast to let me know that you won. I need all your information. I already have it, but you need to remind me because I'm forgetful. All right, and then the next thing we're going to give away is Jerry James, our newest member, is giving away his coefficients, his coefficiency analysis that he does. This is a very huge tool for you guys that want to do any kind of line breeding or
it's huge for breeding. It's huge.
Period. Yeah. So use this, and if you guys are going to do a breeding and you would like his input on this, he has a system that's plugged in. It'll help you realize the risk that you have when you're doing the breeding. So I highly recommend you ask Jerry about this, and he's very reasonably priced. So he's giving away one of these to one person.
He's a good guy too, y'all. He's a good guy, man. Jerry James. I mean, we don't add no trash over here. I can't see it, Lola.
Corey Latham.
BWO.
You won the COI, so get with Jerry and let him know. The next thing we're going to give away is Team Page Kennels is giving away some merch. So it'll be custom-made merch. You'll just have to DM them whenever you find out you won. You DM them and get with them. They'll tell you what they can offer and what your options are, okay? So, and if you guys need any custom-made merch, please get with Emmy. Message her. I message her all the time. She's probably sick of me.
Send me some of those magnets and stuff off the...
People are like, I'm looking for this. I'm like, message Emmy.
Do you have any of those whiskey glasses that she made? Hand me the whiskey glasses she made.
All right, so here's for the custom-made merch. Let's see who's going to win that.
Mr. Chocolate.
MK Chocolate.
Oh.
MK, if you're in here, make sure you message Emmy. If you guys need to know how to contact any of these BWO members that are giving this stuff away, all you got to do is go to the BWO page. There's an announcement that's pinned across the top. If you go to the very first announcement, it will show all of the kennel names and all of the people that are within those kennels. You just click on it.
This is some stuff Amy made me, y'all, some shot glasses. I get this thing mixed up. You got to do everything reverse.
Yeah. Lance, that ain't meant for a shot glass.
No, this is a whiskey. It just looks small in my big ass hand. But she did a bunch of stuff. She made me a puzzle, man. And I was supposed to make a post about it. Sorry, Amy, that's not good on my part. But I love it. I'm definitely going to be using her again, y'all. Y'all hit her up. Like you said, it's what she does for a living. So let's support each other.
We will be making special, because we are supporting the breast cancer awareness movement in October, and Emmy is going to be in charge of making those t-shirts. So for our team, so us BWO members, we will be sporting a pink BWO shirt in the ring for the month of October. If you guys would like one of those t-shirts, Emmy would probably be glad to make one for you at a fee. So if you guys would like to support that.
And if y'all know anything about the BWO, we don't change colors, none, hardly ever. So this is, I get beat over the head all the time about it. But y'all, this is a good thing. This is something that's bigger than all of us. This is this probably touches a lot of lives. Even if it's not breast cancer, but probably almost everybody has probably lost somebody to cancer or something, or had to deal with it in some way. So y'all, please support us, and everything y'all support us with helps us get money. Like we're starting we got a BWO account. We're trying to get together to throw a big show, but we're not going to do nothing halfway. So until we get to our goal monetary wise, we're not going to do anything halfway. So everything, any kind of support, anything y'all can do for us, y'all is always appreciated.
So Zach wanted to know how the shirts are printed. So wait till you hear this, because Lance was not grasping the concept. So I kind of came up with the print, and then Emmy's gonna put it all together and put it on the shirt. So the front is gonna have it's gonna be like a pink shirt, and it's gonna have white and black print. It's gonna have, instead of hand prints, it's gonna have paw prints on the breast, and then it's gonna say check yourself or I will, and it means do your breast exam, not check yourself. fool. No,
Yeah.
not like that. That's what Lance was thinking it was. So
I
it's
thought we was gonna be
so-
running around calling people out. Hell, I can't fight. I was like, golly, we're gonna get beat up at the dog show.
So it's going to say, check yourself or I will. And for those that show, this is important. The BWO logo will be on the left sleeve. So when we're showing in the ring, that logo is visible. So you know who we are. So that's what's going to be on the t-shirts. If you guys would like to order one, support Emmy and her business. She's a stay-at-home mom right now. So, and she's doing all of her business from home. I'm sure she would appreciate the business.
Is the shirt gonna say BWO anywhere else or just on the sleeve?
It'll be just on the sleeve, but since it's a custom shirt, she may work that out if we want to do anything else.
Yeah, we may want to put BWO across the chest.
Yeah, we'll have that.
But we'll get on that. But yeah, y'all definitely support us with that, y'all, because it's a good cause. What's that?
I said, she said, quit changing the design up.
I know it. I'm hard to deal with. If you don't believe me, just ask Lois.
Sometimes he has to say, "Okay, Lois, I'm gonna trust you on this one."
All the time I do that.
Sometimes I don't, but
She don't move.
We got one more thing to give away. So we have this TV.
32-inch.
Roku? What is that?
It's a Roku TV. I don't know. It's an orange box. What's the brand, baby?
It's an orange box. It's the orange box brand.
It's an ONN.
Smart
It's
TV.
a smart TV. I want it best in show at yeah, that's right. I want it best in show with my boy John Wayne, you know.
Yep. So Lance is donating that to one. So one person is going to win that. If you've already won something, you can't win again. So
and nobody in the BWO could ever win our big prize. So y'all always know that. We always leave that open to the public.
Yes, BWO can't win the big prize. So any like stud credits and stuff like that goes to an actual viewer. Keyshawn Holmes. There you go.
What's up, Keyshawn?
And they said that this is the first time they've caught us on podcast. So
well, good. I'm glad they won.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tell them they're gonna have to watch 3 more before I send the TV.
So Keyshawn, you need to make sure you get with Lance. You need to get with him so you can send your shipping address, email.
Tell them to DM me, and I'll send it out tomorrow.
Yep. So get with Lance. But guys, it was nice having you on here. Nice to actually talk. I
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
for sure. I appreciate
to learn a lot about you guys.
We appreciate the opportunity to just be part of the group and the movement. So.
Well, one last question. What was I know I reached out to you guys. Most of the people reach out to us to join BWO. What was the one? I mean, what made you say yes? And not saying that what made you chase us down, but like what made you say yes? And when I asked you to join, and what are some of the, like, where do you see us in the future? And where do you see, just something about that?
So it was kind of funny how it happened. You reaching out to us, because we see you guys at the shows, and so it was always like, God damn it, they're here, like they're gonna have dogs, like it was always cool to see people that really had not only that enjoyed doing it, but to be competitive in the ring, and not to the point where you're an asshole to someone, or whatever, excuse my language, but to the point to where it just matters to lose, like you care. And so it was always like, man, that'd be cool to be a part of something like that, and then here we are now. So it was just what's been done, and it was what the group's about and what the end goal is. Everything just matched up. So it was really an easy answer.
Cool, man. That means a lot, bro.
Yeah, we're really supportive of each other, and I think that's really important. If you guys see us at the shows, a lot of times you'll see us lined up when one of us is in the ring. Somebody's recording or taking pictures, or we're just rooting for each other. And even if we lose to someone else in or out of the group, man, I think it's really important that we just have our dogs right there in front of people where they can see them, because you never know who you'll meet out there, So whether win or lose, you still win regardless.
And if y'all see us at shows, y'all come up, talk to us. And, like I said, Brian and them are at shows, they're pushing the group. Y'all, anytime y'all see somebody in the black and white, and that's why we wear it at the shows, y'all. So, we don't sell these shirts. We do, but like most of the time, if you see somebody in BWO that's got a BWO shirt on,
usually us. Yeah.
It's somebody who's a member. So, and Brian and them are heads of the state over there in Kansas. So, especially you Kansas people, if y'all want to know how to get in, that's the guy y'all need to talk to, and and go that route. Let's grow this thing. So
yeah, make sure you guys go and follow their business page, Team Page Kennels. That's actually their logo. Where am I at? This way. Their logo is over there in the corner. I know we're back. It's opposite. Their logo's in the corner, so make sure you go follow their page. If you go through the BWO page, you may see some stuff I've shared from their personal pages and their kennel page. So go check them out. Go give them a follow. Help them grow their page, and we'll see you guys at some shows.
Let them give a shout out real quick.
Yeah.
Guys, going into like kind of show training preparation, we use this X-Dog stuff a lot.
It's great stuff.
Like we got a female put in that blue female we post a lot, and she absolutely loves this stuff. And I think it's part of the reason that her rear end is as thick as it is. Like the different resistance that you can use with the drag bag and the parachutes, like Stan's doing a really good job offering a lot of different stuff, and it's priced reasonable, and everything we've got has last. Nothing's tore up or
the quality's A1, bro. From food to workout gear, like I love it.
We have all the 3.5s on these vests. So you have the heating and cooling packs on the inside. You have the zippered weight pouches and everything on the inside. It does have all the resistance, so it doesn't pull so much on the shoulders. It kind of just goes with the vest, and it's all Velcro adjustable. And he did add higher quality clips to it, and everything with the upgraded 3.5s.
Do y'all sell those?
Yes, we have a discount code. It's Team Page 15. So we have vests, we have bags, we have.
Y'all got the weighted collars?
That's our next thing that we're gonna get. We have just the regular collars. Like they have these regulars that have like the stronger buckles. We have it in black and in camo. We actually just got the camo set. We got it in 2 days. Actually, but we have like the leashes and stuff. Like they have special. Oh, let me get in.
Holler at me when y'all get off of this tonight. Give me about 30 minutes to eat. But y'all call me. I'm gonna get some X-Dog stuff tonight.
And so, but these just overall have helped the dogs. Like I could tell you just from getting this vest out and one of our girls hearing the buckles, she's in her kennel crying because she knows that we just got a vest out because she knows it means she's going to work.
You'd like Atlantis, the girl going to Zeus, so you can imagine the drive that they're going to have.
Oh, bro. I want to see that litter so bad. You seen those puppies John just got?
Yeah.
Freaking monsters, bro.
I told Brian, I was like, I want one of those puppies. And I was like,
that's
no,
all right. I got your J Prince fix, girl. Don't worry about it.
I'll just wait. And then he said to the group chat, and I was like, dang, he got one, not only one, but he got two.
Dude, I think that female's going to kill that. In my opinion, that female is structure wise and stuff. She's nice, but they're puppies, so we'll see. But
yep.
Thank y'all for stopping in, and everybody else that tuned in for the questions. Y'all appreciate the support, and y'all, we added a new member tonight, Jerry James. So we do this once a month. So next month we're gonna highlight Jared Harmon with Mississippi Bully Combine out of Amory, Mississippi. He's one of Amory, Mississippi. He's one of the founding members. Me, John, Jared, and Jeremy Oliphant were the founding members of the BWO. So it'll be good to have a founding member on. He got sick last time, and we had some stuff going on. But Brian, Emmy, hey, appreciate y'all stopping in, and let's keep it going. Who's all showing this weekend, Lois? I know you going to Troy, Corey, and them being Troy. Y'all doing anything, Brian?
We're off this weekend, so we got.
Yeah, me too, baby.
Going on, so.
We've been going the last 2 weekends, Colorado and then Longview.
We've been traveling and not even taking nothing.
Yeah, I know. That's hard, ain't it? Hey, be patient. You about to have something about 30 more days, baby.
I hope so.
Yep. Our next podcast is October the 11th, Wednesday, October 11th at 8 p.m. with Jared. That'll be that.
Anyone need the cup, hit him up. She's got this one available, so she can send you more picture. Everything's more clear, but
y'all go check her page out, man. It's legit, high quality, and real good people to work with.
Yep, and she ships fast too.
Peace, y'all. BWO to the world, blow. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Lois, so much.
I didn't just like.